beam of light hit the submarine, and it shrank instantly along with its crew. The scientists fine-tuned the machine until the vessel was just half an inch long. Next, a robotic arm rolled in, gently lifting the tiny sub off the test platform. From the center of the platform, a massive syringe slowly rose. Carefully, the scientists placed the miniature sub inside the syringe. Inside the vessel, the crew took control, navigating the sub into the liquid within the syringe. One man, terrified, tried to open the hatch and escape, but the others quickly restrained him. The scientists continued to apply the shrinking beam, this time to the syringe itself. It rapidly contracted, and soon the entire syringe, along with the sub inside, was reduced to the size of a sesame seed. Once the process was complete, the tiny syringe was rushed into a hospital room. On the bed lay an unconscious high-ranking official. The scientists injected the submarine into his carotid artery. The mission: reach the brain and eliminate a dangerous lesion. As the sub traveled along the artery, they marveled at the spectacular inner scenery. But suddenly, a powerful vortex pulled them off course. To get back on track and reach the brain, they now had to pass through the left atrium of the heart. Each heartbeat unleashed a massive shockwave, like a tiny boat caught in a tsunami. There was no way the sub could survive it. One scientist proposed a bold idea: stop the heart for just 1 minute. If they could make it through during that window, they might just make it. Soon, the heart was paused. The submarine surged forward, racing through the heart chambers, and narrowly made it across just as the heartbeat resumed. They pressed on, but as they entered the lymphatic system, the body's defenses kicked in. The sub was flagged as an invader and came under heavy attack. If they didn't escape quickly, they'd be completely surrounded. They continued toward the brain, but near the auditory canal, the submarine suddenly lost power. Its engine had been tangled in lymphatic tissue. With no other choice, they suited up in diving gear and exited the vessel to clear the blockage. The scientists knew the risk was immense. Any sound could vibrate the eardrum and spell disaster for the team inside. Everyone stood frozen in tense silence. But just then, a nurse noticed sweat pouring down one scientist's face. She reached for a towel and accidentally knocked a pair of scissors to the floor. Clang! The sharp crash echoed through the man's eardrum, blasting the crew into another section of the inner ear. A female scientist became entangled in cilia. The immune system launched a fresh assault. She was bound tight, struggling to breathe, until her teammates rushed in and dragged her back aboard. She gasped for air as they tore the lymphatic strands from her suit. She was finally safe. They pressed on, and at last reached their destination, the brain lesion. 3 members exited the sub to begin the procedure, but the crew member who stayed behind was overtaken by fear. He panicked and tried to pilot the sub away on his own. His actions triggered an immune alarm. The submarine was immediately targeted and attacked until it was completely corroded. Crewmen and all lost. The remaining team, now stranded without their vessel, had only one option: swim toward the only visible source of light. Eventually, they emerged through the man's eye, safely back in the external world. They were recovered, placed once again on the test platform, and the scientists used the beam to restore them to their original size. The mission, finally, was over.